Okay, this is the SPS-1 Elektron machine drum. It is not the UW version, and it's the Mark 1. So this is the first version they came out with. And a little bit of my background: I've owned lots of drum machines, sequencers. I've been producing, not as a living, but as an interest, for 20 plus years: house, hip-hop, techno. I've owned an MPC 2000, TR-808, 707, 727, 606, 505, Simmons SDS-8, probably some things I'm not thinking of right now. I've used predominantly acid as my DAW, and I have to say that as much as I wanted one of these for however long they've been out quite a while now. This is, I'm pretty late to the game with this review. They don't even make these anymore. I have wanted one of these for a while. And, I've also owned a LXR Potions, I think it's called, which I find is very similar to, but I'll get into that in a sec. I've also owned a number of Korgs, and here's my Korg ESX, which I think is quite comparable to this. However, not really. So we'll get into that a bit later too. So I just wanted to give you a bit of my background. I'm not a newbie to this kind of thing. I'm also not a working professional in the production realm. So, for what it's worth, here's my opinion. My first thoughts are, it's built like a tank. And I can see why this Swedish design and built unit or machine is, or was, so expensive. I understand that. It's built amazingly. I really, really like the build quality. The sound quality is amazing. I'm not going to go through the sounds. There's a million videos out there for that already. A lot of people say they don't like the knobs. This one's used. I bought it used, and there's not an issue with it. It feels solid to me. There's no skipping, no jittering or anything like that. I like the readout. You can't see just how red that is. There it is. Right now it seems to be green when it's not directly over the unit with the camera. I like the layout. The workflow's okay. I honestly, I haven't really given it that much of a chance to get my head around the workflow. I started to read the manual a bit, and I'm going to revisit this later. I'm selling this one. I'm going to revisit this later when I can get a Mark II. I don't care about the sample ability, the sampling ability, because from what I understand, the UW machine drum isn't like a traditional sampler anyway, like an MPC or an Electribe. It's more of a, set up your samples on your computer and then import it into the unit itself. So that's not something I'm really interested in. I'm interested in the synthesis of it all. And this is everything I wanted the Potions LXR to be that it wasn't. I find everything to be quite accessible. It's very deep. There's a lot that can be done here. The Mark 1, however, with the 32-step maximum, you know what? I don't like it. It's not good for me. If I can get the Mark 2, non-UW, the non-sampler machine drum, but at the Mark II with the 64-step, that's what I'll be more interested in. And I'll take my time to learn it more and really inhabit the machine, just get into it and really go at it. I gotta tell you, I love anything that has a multitude of outputs, and this sure has the outputs. So that's a definite plus for it. Like I said, the build quality is outrageously awesome. The sound quality is phenomenal. I really, really like the sound on this. A lot of people say they're plasticky, that you won't get that same sound as an analog drum machine. Well, of course you're not going to. It's not a clone. And to me, it sounds close enough to a 909 and 808 to satisfy whatever I would want coming from an 808 or a 909. But it goes beyond that as well. It goes way beyond that. I mean, the depth of this is incredible. That said, I am totally satisfied with my Korg Electribe ESX. especially since I've bypassed the tubes, which makes it usable and eliminates the hiss. That's a different video altogether. This to me is completely intuitive. I have read the manual, but I didn't have to understand really how to get a lot out of this. I love the layout, the flow, the sound quality is great to me. I know that they're two totally separate machines, but I feel like whatever I wanted to get out of this, I can get out of the ESX for the main part. So that's why I'm selling this one. And if you are thinking about a MachineDrum, you might want to consider the Mark 1 versus the Mark 2. To me, the 32-step maximum is, I just can't get into that. I really don't care for that. But I'm a sucker for knobs. I'm a sucker for a very user-friendly interface. And I'll bet this is just as good, if not way better than the ESX. It's just that, you know, the 32 steps isn't cutting it for me. So there we go. That's my opinion on this MachineDrum. I'm kind of sad to see it leaving, but honestly, I want the Mark II, and this is not going to do it for me. So I hope that was at least of interest to you, if not some help in deciding whether or not you should buy one. I think that they're an amazing machine. The build quality is spectacular. The sound is phenomenal. It's all there. It's just, it could be a me thing. It could be that I'm just not feeling it. So thank you for watching, and take care.